Oh, well, I'm just laying here and thinking to myself, we just had a hurricane blow through and, we don't have any electricity, and I'm just laying here thinking to myself, no one to talk to, at the moment. Um, I got things going through my mind about my life and what's happened and things going on. For one thing, I watch a lot of videos, because I can't do anything else, really, when we have electricity. Um, but I was thinking, I watch Soulful Revolution a lot. I watch it every day. And not that I agree, because I don't agree with everything that MJ says. Um, but there are similarities, and of all the people I've watched on YouTube, she's the one I watch most, even though I don't agree with everything. But there are similarities, a lot of similarities. I just don't agree with a lot of things that she interprets. But I write comments. I started doing that a couple of years ago, trying to express my voice and things. But they delete comments, and it's just like it deletes the truth. She's not the only one that deletes comments. Sometimes she leaves them up, but a lot of the time she won't. But I post them on my community page on YouTube and sometimes on Facebook, just to get uh the truth out there about what's going on. I hear people describing the rules and what happens in Twin Flame, and I don't believe a lot of these people that express knowledge of Twin Flame have actually experienced what it actually does and happens. It's magical, it's spiritual, it's God related, it's people related. And the facts, some of the facts in my situation are true. Like I said, there's a lot of similarities with what MJ talks about, but a lot isn't. A lot isn't. And I don't know if it's just the to comparison, what is real, what really happened to me, and my situation, and how magical and spiritual it is, and how I know for a fact no one has ever experienced or went through anything like I have. It's almost like they have watched my life, or whoever or whatever or however has watched my life, and knows this the as far as energy goes, or spirituality, the spiritual God, whatever makes these things happen, out of thin air, that people can't believe because it's not common. It's rare. It doesn't happen every day. And I can understand the complications that arise from being a normal human being living in a normal world. And when these outlandish, outworldish things happen and occur, you can not see you can see it in a different way than it actually is, like I'm mentally ill, which I'm not. But yeah, I can't understand um how my story, what happened to me, um has I've never heard from anyone else. Sure, it may be written that this you may. I don't even think it's written. I don't know how. I don't know how other people, or twins, supposedly, um, uh, exist that have occurred or happened that are really real. I think a lot of it is in people's heads. Maybe they know. I mean, they take a situation in their life and interpret it to be similar to what I've experienced, which is I identify it as a twin, but I'm not sure that that's even what it is. But I'm sure to a certain point, but I don't know if that's the real name. I don't even know what kind of name you'd come up with, but twin flame. Because I have a lot of symptoms and things that have went on in my life that are similar, but they don't follow the trajectory of another person's opinion of what twin flame is in their life. I mean, it's totally different. And no, I have never heard of a similar story to mine, you know. So I don't know. It's just really weird. Thinking how sane I am and how I have been. I've always been me in the back of my mind, even when things went on that I needed mental health help with. I needed help because of this energy and spiritual magical stuff going on around me. Um, Even though that happened, I was still sane. I was still aware. I'm still conscious. I'm still me, more in the background and walking spiritually on the earth, magically on the earth, having these experiences. I still have my conscious awareness of everything. Everything. You know? I remember my feelings, the experiences, the truth of the situation, everything. And I still can't believe these people either delete my comments or haven't spoke up or acknowledged me. I'm like hidden in the background. Nobody ever talks to me about it. And they delete my comments, which is like deleting the truth of a situation to hide the facts of what's really went on and a real true experience that no one has experienced. I mean, I'm like the exception and the example, because no one have I ever, you know, ever come across anyone in the entire world that has ever experienced anything like I have. So deleting the comments is like, why are you doing that? I'm not talking bad. I'm not, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Joe Elliott, Phil Collen of Def Leppard, and the whole band are responsible for me and my life changing. And I don't understand how they can carry on their life and ignore me completely, even with the telepathic and the spiritual activity going on between me and Joe, and me getting stronger and stronger in my independent self and my truth because of my situation and my life circumstances that have put me in a position to only be with myself and my thoughts and my own energy and talking my truth finally and trying to get the words out that I couldn't get out 20 odd years ago when it actually happened, you know? And so keeping it secret for 18 years, when I first told my mom, she was the first one I told, nothing has improved. Except for my stability and my independence and my confidence and my strength and determination of actually becoming myself again. Because over 20 odd years since it first happened, I was not who I actually am, who I was when all this went on. I want my strength and my core have always remained. Somehow, some way, the Lord has been with me, and I've had my guardian angels and uh, my spiritual people support me spiritually. God or whatever. I pray a lot. Um, and my strength and my independence and my assuredness has come from having my own place, being able to spend my time by myself, and really reel in my confidence, because I don't have to put up with anybody else's bullshit about what they think happened to me when I'm saying what I know happened to me. I'm telling the truth. This is what occurred. And I'm stronger now because of my independence, and I can stand firmly in my convictions and my truth because I don't have to be around other people telling me my truth isn't true, just because they have a hard time believing things happen out of thin air or God or spirituality or magic or whatever it is, that sets me apart from everyone else, which basically I am alone in this world. I do have a lot of help, but I have a lot of, there's a lot of positive and negatives in my relationships I have with people now. There's positives and negatives, but my strength comes from my independence and being able to stand up and gain my mental strength back and try and tell the truth because I don't want people believing lies or untruths, because everything I've ever said is the honest to God's truth. And I'm real and I'm honest and I know for a fact. I know the facts about my life. I know what happened. And, my consciousness, my memories, my conscious, even when I've left my body numerous times, for whatever reason, and I've told the stories, and made the videos, but I just can't understand why people delete my stuff unless I'm just joking all, around and I don't know. But when I talk about real true facts about real people living on this earth and these magical experiences that happened to me and things I've went through, things I've not even talked about still. I mean, from everything that I've talked about already in my videos and what I've wrote about and stuff, uh I just can't. I mean, I can see. I can't believe people don't believe me because I've never lied. Even before this happened, I've never given any reason for anybody not believe me ever. You know. I can see the craziness of having to go into, and my experiences of going into mental hospitals where they can see, well, she's just tripping, because, but it wasn't like that. It's not bipolar. It's not any kind of mental illness, which they want to make other people make them, they believe that instead of believing the truth. And I can't understand why. I mean, for the life of me, I cannot understand why my truth is not believed or is being hidden or nobody's paying attention or nobody's even hearing me. I'm talking to myself, which I do all the time. I write to myself and I talk to myself. It's weird. I can't have these discussions normally with normal people or everyday, regular people because they just can't comprehend it for some reason. They can't see, they can't get past the mental illness the mental health issues that I had in the past that were really severe. I mean, they were severe in some instances, most of them, all of them. But um, I can't explain it any other way than it was magical energy, spiritual energy, and stuff going on. And if they would reverse that to the fact that, how do they think I feel? And I'm the only person in the entire world that has experienced something like this. I mean, you've got people or my family or whoever believe in these ghost stories on TV or these alien stories or these mysteries on TV, and I'm a living one in their family. I'm a live, living mystery, magical, spiritual something going on that I live through every day trying to cope with all these things going on. And I just think, how do you think I feel? I'm not making this stuff up and I never have, so I don't know. It's just weird life I'm living at the moment. Trying to get my spiritual life and my reality of a normal person to work together to make sense, you know. I don't need anyone. I don't need Joe. I don't need Phil to come forward. I've already got my truth out there. And I tell you what, they haven't never denied it. That's for a fact because they can't. They can't deny it. You know, of everything I've ever said, everything, they can't deny it. But why not? Why not still be my friend or talk to me or something? Why ignore it totally? You know, I don't see how they can live with themselves, to be honest. I mean, it must be real difficult to know a truth like such that's been secret and been hidden, and I'm coming out with it, and I'm telling the truth, and I'm telling the story, and I'm telling what all happened, even though it was hidden for so many years. I mean, for a long time. I couldn't talk about it. I couldn't get the words out, how I felt, and I couldn't get the story. I could not get it out for whatever reason, even though I was consciously aware of it. Sometimes it was like I had amnesia, like a light amnesia, to where it's silent. I knew about it, but I couldn't talk about it. It was weird. It's the weirdest feeling. I can't explain it other than I just couldn't speak. But anyways, I'm able to speak now. And I keep telling it, I'm firm on my facts and on my truth and on what really happened and what's really going on today. You know, I know everything. I just can't believe people delete my comments or they ignore the truth or they haven't even come out or lended their hand out to talk to me like a real life person that is aware of similarities or facts or stories or whatever, you know, a real life person to talk to, like Joe and Phil or anybody, you know, that is aware and believes in this stuff and has lived it, actually lived it. Other than Joe and Phil, I don't know anybody. You know, Phil started it. He started it August 8th of 2000 when we had that eye contact thing happen, you know, and the shot of his guitar energy rays eyes hit me in my heart and started all of this, you know, and then that magical sexual heart swirl love thing that happened out of thin air that connects me and Joe telepathically and spiritually and soul and heart and everything, you know? And then all these feelings and emotions and energy inside me since that thing happened. Oh my God, you know? But anyways, I'm just laying here because I'm not sleepy and I don't have anyone to talk to. And so I'm just talking this out on this video. Just to pass some time, I guess. But yeah, I was just curious why if other twin flame video so YouTube personalities or whatever, you know, wherever they get their stories from or whatever's happened in their life, surely would be easier for them to believe my truth than, I don't know, it shouldn't be hard for anyone to believe it because I'm an honest person and I've always lived my life that way. You know, I've never given anybody any reason not to not believe me, you know. So I can't understand why Joe and Phil haven't talked to me. And I can't understand why they haven't acknowledged me. I do deserve. I mentioned that. I did post that. I do. I know I deserve. And I'm not saying, you know, I know this world and I've lived in both, and I'm living in both at one time right now, currently in this one body, spiritually and human, physically. And I've got my shit together. My center is whole. And I'm well aware of both worlds, see? So I can see both sides and understand a lot more about this world and people than I used to. But at any rate, even at used to, before anything that has happened, I was honest. I lived a good life. I was a good person. I am a good person. I was then too. My core is still the same, even after everything I've been through. And like I said, I'm real strong now. I'm real strong mentally, and independently, and everything. I'm secure in my core, and so I have no problems talking about what's happened and the truth, and little issues and stories and situations that go on, And I'll name their names, Phil and Joe, of Def Leppard. I ain't afraid anymore. And, I used to have fears and all this, going through and coping and all that. I'm not afraid of anything. There's not one thing I'm afraid of, especially the truth. And I'm not afraid to see Joe. I'm not afraid to see Phil. I'd love to have my happiness back. I know happiness comes from within, but in certain circumstances, in my lifestyle that I've had, currently having to live, and being alone a lot and everything. I don't have a real true happiness, because that comes with interaction of human contact and other people you love and everything. But my life is so different. My relationships are so different now. But yeah, I just can't understand why nobody talks to me. Nobody talks to me. And I don't understand why. I'll go now. Bye.